A stray dog mother gave birth to 8 puppies in a snowstorm and used her body to warm the puppies. Motherly love is so great. I had brought food, as usual, thinking of the large black dog who often hovered near the swings. As I stepped through the rusted gate, I scanned for her. At first, there was no sign. Then I caught sight of a dark shape curled beneath a thicket of dead bushes, barely visible beneath their brittle arms. My heart sank. She looked motionless. I approached carefully, trying not to startle her. But as I knelt down, I saw it movement. Tiny, wriggling shapes nestled against her belly. Puppies. Newborns. Their fur barely visible against her coat, their bodies trembling slightly, fragile and helpless. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The sight was beautiful and heartbreaking all at once. There were at least 5, maybe 6, their eyes not yet open. Their mother watched me with tired eyes, but she didn't growl. She just lay still. Her body, the only warmth shielding them from the cold. I knew they wouldn't survive like this. Not in this weather. The park was no place for babies, not like this. I whispered to her, a string of soft reassurances. Then I ran. Back home, I scrambled for materials. Old plywood, a plastic tarp, a cracked storage bin, straw from a gardening project, an old blanket from the closet. It took me hours to put together a makeshift shelter, sturdy enough to resist wind, warm enough to trap body heat. It wasn't perfect, but it was something. I returned to the park just before dusk. She was still there, still watching, as if she had been waiting. I moved carefully, lifting the puppies one by one, tucking them into the nest of straw and blankets. Then I coaxed her inside.
She didn't resist.
Her eyes never left mine. Maybe she knew. Maybe, like me, she hoped. Afterward, I fed the other dogs. Several had gathered nearby, watching. The shelter wasn't just for the puppies. It was a symbol of our quiet pact. I see you.
Ikare.
That night, walking home with snow clinging to my boots, I felt something stir inside me. Hope. Fragile but alive. Day 21, eyes open. A week passed before I returned. Work had piled up. Life had pressed in. But they never left my thoughts, not once. When I entered the park, I held my breath. The shelter stood, leaning slightly, a little snow-covered, but intact. Then I saw her, peeking out from the opening. And behind her motion, the puppies were alive. Not only alive, they were squirming and crawling, eyes newly open, seeing the world for the first time. They blinked at the light, rolled clumsily in the straw, pawed at each other. Life had taken root. I knelt nearby and set down a new blanket, fresh straw, some warm food. I cleaned the old bedding, careful not to startle them. Their mother watched me, her expression unreadable but calm. When one of the pups toddled toward me, falling onto its face in the process, my heart caught in my throat. The other strays approached too. Some lay nearby, others just watched. There was a kind of peace in the air, like something sacred had taken root. The park, though still broken, felt alive again. Day 28, Little Explorers. By the 4th week, the puppies were miniature tornadoes. 6 in total, each one with a personality. There was the bold one who always tried to escape the doghouse, the sleepy one who liked curling into corners, the mischievous one who chewed anything resembling a toy. Their eyes were bright, their fur fluffed against the cold, and their legs finally steady. I brought soft kibble, mixed with broth. The chaos of feeding time was pure comedy. One puppy climbed into the food bowl and refused to leave until his siblings tackled him. The mother, who I had started calling Shadow, sat nearby, looking weary but content. Her body had thinned with the demands of motherhood, but she was strong, and in her presence was quiet power. The adult dogs had formed a strange little community around them. They took turns watching the pups, nudging them gently, curling up nearby as if forming a barrier against the world. It was more than survival. It was family. That day, I stayed until the sky darkened. I sat on the ground, puppies piled in my lap, and let the world fade. Day 35, a living park again. 5 weeks since the puppies were born, and everything had changed. The park no longer felt abandoned. It buzzed with movement and sound. The puppies ruled the place, climbing benches, chasing leaves, barking at birds. Each had a name now. Bolt, Muffin, Luna, Soot, Wally, and Pip. Bolt was the explorer. Luna, the shy one. Wally loved belly rubs. Pip was the one who always lagged behind, only to surprise you by leaping onto your shoe. With the help of a friend from a local rescue, we vaccinated them that day. They yelped and squirmed, but bounced back quickly. Treats helped. So did Snuggles. The adult dogs had settled into roles, some as guardians, some as playful aunts and uncles. They had found rhythm, comfort. Even the trees seemed less bare. The snow had melted in patches, revealing stubborn shoots of green. I brought toys made of rope and fabric. They were torn to shreds within an hour. I didn't mind. Sitting on a bench, surrounded by dogs, I realized I hadn't checked my phone once. I hadn't needed to. In this forgotten place, I had found something rare, a pocket of peace. Day 45, community grows. Word spread quickly after that night. I posted a photo online, just one. The image of Shadow curled up with her puppies in my living room, their eyes sleepy and content. I didn't expect much, but the comments started rolling in. How can we help? I have old dog beds I can donate. This makes my heart hurt in the best way. That week, donations came in from neighbors I didn't even know. Food, blankets, straw, crates. A local carpenter volunteered to build a better shelter. A high school student asked if she could help walk the adult dogs on weekends. We rebuilt the park's shelter twice as strong, with insulation, a raised platform, and space for bedding and food. It even had a small door that could be closed in bad weather. The park was no longer just a stopgap. It was becoming a refuge. Epilogue: hope in small places. The story isn't over. Shadow and her puppies are thriving. They've started weaning fully, and applications for adoption are slowly trickling in. With the help of volunteers, the strays in the park have been vaccinated, sterilized, and monitored. We take turns checking in. Food bowls are filled, blankets replaced, repairs made to the shelter as needed. Sometimes I bring a book and just sit. The puppies swarm me or nap beside me. The adult dogs lounge in the sun. And I breathe. This place, once decaying and ignored, is now something else entirely. A sanctuary, a reminder that life persists, that kindness matters, that even in the coldest places, warmth can take root. The world doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes, all it needs is one person to show up again and again, with a little food, a little time, and a little love. Sometimes, the smallest lives leave the biggest mark. And sometimes, even in the dead of winter, a new season begins, not in the sky, but in the heart. A final reflection, what we save. I often think about that first day now, the cold, the silence, the hopelessness of it, and how all it took was a single step through a rusted gate. We don't always get to change the world in big, dramatic ways, but we can change a world. One park, one dog, one act of kindness at a time. And sometimes, when we reach out to save a life, we find that life reaching back, reminding us who we are, what we're capable of, and how, even in winter, something beautiful can begin.